Justin Gaethje, I love you. I'm a Garth enjoyer from day one. Caught your debut against Michael Johnson. Why are you going this hard? In the Paramount era, you're 38 years old. You just fucking cooked. So, the UFC White House event. Justin Gaethje just walked down Ilia Topuria like he's a little pipsqueak flyweight, just ignoring the fact that Topuria does have death touch power, and like... What is happening? We should have seen it coming as hardcores. You know, Ilia Topuria, pretty boy in Miami. Justin Gaethje, coal miner roots, dude. The copper baby from Safford, fucking Arizona, dude. Just meathead Mexican genes. Really, like, bone density maxed his way through this fight. He makes Topuria quit on the stool. Like, not even a fluke KO. Literally beating the spirit, beating the will out of Ilia, who went into this bout like king of the world, like the world's MMA world's most interesting man, like all mysterious with his roses. You just got humbled so brutally by Gaethje. Gaethje goes global. He's pound for pound, at least number 5, right? Like, Holloway beat him, obviously. Oliveira beat him. We need to see Gaethje versus Arman Islam, I guess. What is next for Gaethje? What is this fucking timeline? I still haven't processed this. I'm gonna fucking lose it. And, you know, my expectations for this card weren't that high. I thought it was some, you know, American propaganda, gimmick bullshit, but genuinely, the White House card was so peak. My expectations were so low for this event. What even is the Paramount era? Dana White didn't even intend to cook this hard. This event was so peak, I can feel it in my fucking bones. I genuinely thought Ilia Topuria's bodywork would just cripple Gaethje, and it looked like they should have, but Gaethje's spirit is fucking unbreakable. How does he get knocked out by Holloway? Holloway, I swear, is like a notorious pillow puncher, guys. How can Justin Gaethje get sent to heaven by Holloway, but walk down and just dominate the pocket exchanges with Ilia? What did I just witness, dude? I am a tapped-in hardcore when it comes to Gaethje's career. Whether you're an old school, like, Garth enjoyer, or you're like a new school Rufus fan, I thought I really understood the fight style of Gaethje, dude, but this was next level determination. It really was. Like, first of all, Gaethje, melon head, densest bones in the UFC. Ilia Topuria, you know, susceptible to the uppercut. We've seen him sort of size-mogged before by Jai Herbert. And look, Ilia was fucking him up in the early rounds, okay? The body shots were nasty, like we said. I genuinely thought Justin Gaethje would become a vegetable in this fight. Like, the body shots from Ilia would open up the chin. Gaethje got KO'd so brutally by Holloway. You do not recover from that, but this man is not human, okay? He is the highlight. Justin Gaethje gets like 10-8'd in round 2 by Ilia. Ilia is fucking all over him, stumbling him, ripping to the body with some of the nastiest pocket work I've ever seen in fucking 4-ounce gloves, okay? But Gaethje thugs it out, survives, rides out the round. Ilia Topuria sorta gasses out in that second round, like self-sabotages in this fight, guys. I thought this was going to be an execution of Gaethje, but it turned into such a chaotic fight where Ilia Topuria sort of gassed himself out and Gaethje hung tough. What an absolute fucking battle. We literally considered Gaethje a dead man this whole week, but look at Topuria's face. He will never be the same again. That's broken orbital. That is next level damage. Like, we look at these grisly knockouts. Like, remember when Dominic Reyes got knocked out by Yuri Prochazka and was never the same again? I feel like this was almost worse because this was a prolonged beatdown. I'm serious, guys. Justin Gaethje just Tony Fergusoned Ilia Topuria. Look, Ilia's young. He's obviously, I'm not saying he's going to go on an 8-fight losing streak, get submitted by the permabaked king Bobby Green or anything like that, but this was worst case scenario for Ilia Topuria. He will never be the same. You can't argue that against me. Look at Rafael Fiziev. He's never been the same off of that Gaethje beatdown. Look, Gaethje in the Paramount era, how did this man evolve into one of the scariest fighters in the fucking sport? Because, look, old school Gaethje, like Garth with the leg kicks and the reckless brawling, drunken master style, a joy to watch and a scary, scary fighter, but his weaknesses got exposed on the come-up, right? Eddie Alvarez with the body shots, Dustin Poirier with like the crafty like boxing guard sort of broke down Gaethje, and he took some losses, but in the Paramount era, how is this man this good? So we got to move on, talk about the rest of this card. Gaethje goes fucking global, goes pound for pound, just when the world counts him out. Literally nobody on MMA YouTube predicted him to win. There's this one guy on fucking, nobody knows who this guy is. He had Gaethje, so respect to you, good sir, but I thought I was hardcore because I picked Gaethje to beat Pimblett, but this was fucking insane. People are going to say, oh, what happened to Topuria? Topuria's washed. He never was anything. Topuria did everything right in this fight. He broke the body of Gaethje. He marched him back into the fence and fucking brutalized him in rounds 1 and 2, but sort of had a bit of a self-sabotage moment, gassed himself out a little bit, and then Gaethje took over in the later rounds and cooked with his boxing. Gaethje's boxing is so awkward and unconventional, but dude, he trains in the Trevor Whitman Batcave. I knew that man was cooking up something, but I never could have predicted this. Nobody could have predicted this. Even the most hardcore fan could not have predicted a Justin Gaethje come from behind beatdown of the ages over a guy like Ilia, who is next generation, who is going to like carry the torch forward, or I guess was, because his face just got rearranged. We're talking broken orbitals, guys. Ilia was crushed by Gaethje in this fight. Smashed from pillar to post. Like I said, Justin Gaethje just Tony Fergusoned him. Gaethje literally made the whole world eat their words. Fights to make next for both of these warriors. Like, you gotta give it up to Ilia. The beatdown he fought through was insane. I don't think anyone can beat that version of Gaethje. I'm sorry, like, without like the grappling of an Islam or an Arman, how do you beat that Gaethje, where he literally doesn't even get knocked out by one of the sport's hardest punchers and just walks you down like the fucking Terminator? So anyway, Gaethje is now the UFC lightweight world champion. He gets whoever he fucking pleases, because that was a generational performance. I'm talking Oliveira Holloway rematches if he wants it. If he wants Arman, or even Conor McGregor, book those fights. Gaethje isn't going to complain. He's sitting pretty right now. Gaethje's stock is through the fucking roof right now. As for Topuria, sort of gutted for him. I was never the biggest Topuria fan for his style of cocky confidence, you know. I wasn't a fan. Lord Farquaad was right on the money. He does smell his own farts, okay? Ilia did go into this fight with way too much main character syndrome. Where does this man go from here? I'm talking out for minimum 12 months. You have to. He has a broken fucking orbital bone. He went from cooking in every fight, taking no damage, to just taking a career's worth in a single night. Put this man on ice and let him come back against like fucking Jordan Levitt, a man with no punching ability. You have to like ease Topuria back into the sport now. What am I saying? Dude, Gaethje just put a next level beating on this man. We'll be lucky if Topuria even comes back from that shit. Like, what the fuck? Casual fans are absolutely going to massacre Topuria for this, but you know what? He will be back. As for Paddy Pimblett, already talking that shit, you went 3 hard rounds with Tony Ferguson. Shut your filthy scouse mouth. Topuria beat fucking Volkanovski, Holloway. Anyways, let's move on to the co-main event of Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira. Look, guys, I didn't predict it going this violent. I was sort of, teasing a crafty Gane 25-minute decision, but no, Gane brings out the back of the head bonanza and ruins everything for Alex Pereira and for us as fans. Like, we were this close to triple champion. Like, that's where all the promotion was going towards Alex Pereira, really getting him ready for like that triple belt on his, like 2 belts on the shoulder, 1 on the waist. Would have gone crazy, okay? Would have gone global. But Ciryl Gane doesn't care. He makes his shitty little Netflix movies, and then he rolls up to the joint like, I'm about to crash this whole function with my, like, unbeatable kickboxing style. But what was Ciryl Gane's foul of choice for this fight, you may ask? Well, it was 12-6, back of the head, heavyweight elbows, literally giving Alex Pereira brain damage. And all credit to Pereira. He didn't turn into a vegetable right there. He got back up, but he was just too dazed. Gane dropped him with a jab, by the way. Sneaky southpaw motherfucker drops Alex Pereira with a jab and sort of outclassed him on the feet. Look, we've seen Khalil Roundtree tag up Alex Pereira. Like, I wasn't deluded about this. I always said Gane was going to win. Very close fight, though. Sort of a power versus speed argument, but Ciryl Gane gets it done, and we get to see him possibly get the other eye against Tom Aspinall and further ruin the heavyweight division, further ruin my timeline. But Gane's fight style is so beautiful to watch. Like, that's why it's so hard to break his fights down, because minus the back of the head shots, the finishing sequence was actually brutal as fuck. Looked like some movie shit. Sucks that it had to be Pereira, like, but it is what it is. Gane is that guy. Gane is at that level, right underneath Tom Aspinall. Pause. I hope Aspinall, like, live executes this man. Tom deserves it. He's been sidelined by fucking Jones, by Gane with the eye pokes. Hopefully returns at the end of the year, start of the new year. Ciryl Gane is the 2-time interim heavyweight champion. Motherfuckers walking around with 2 belts. They're both interim, thinking that 2 negatives form a positive. Okay, so Gane is still a fucking meathead. Fuck him for cheating again, but we called it here on this channel. Hardcores were tapped in. I'm gutted for Pereira. Fights to make next. So Ciryl Gane obviously fighting Aspinall. Alex Pereira, that dumpy is here to stay. Okay, he's kind of stuck at the heavyweight division now. They should do the Josh Hokit fight, because Josh Hokit will just run like a wrestling takedown spam on Pereira. I don't think he'll knock Pereira out. Like, my heart can't bear another Alex Pereira KO loss personally. Feels like my heart gets blackened every time that happens. He looks so sad. Like, we don't deserve... I mean, it's all is fair in this sport, right? Like, Alex Pereira has turned many men into vegetables, okay? So this seems like the right fight to make, in all honesty. If he goes back down to 205, fuck it, we ball run a Jan Blachowicz rematch. Feature fight of Sean O'Malley, Eamon Zahabi, folks. I really thought Canada was about to cook. I mean, Eamon Zahabi was sort of like coward maxing his way through this fight, but low-key breaking down the legs and the mobility of O'Malley, but you need to mix it up. You can't... It's 2026, dude. You're not going to beat Sean O'Malley with only leg kicks, hardly landing any punches, had no faith in the pocket. Eamon Zahabi with a very cowardly performance. I'm disappointed in Eamon more than I'm impressed with O'Malley. Look, this was the gimme of all gimmies for O'Malley, okay? This man is so protected. Not even going to get into it further. If you can't recognize that this was like, get O'Malley a KO finally, like on a silver platter, then I don't even know what to tell you. But as for the stoppage, a little bit early, we need to really have a discussion about how more fighters need to manifest walk-off KOs, because it puts the ref in a crazy position to where they risk ruining your highlight reel. Like, you magnify the brutality of your knockout. Like, you can turn a knockdown into a knockout if you walk off properly. So all credit to O'Malley for, like, recognizing that. That is actually a savvy veteran move for, like, a dangerous striker. Shout out to you for that. Eamon Zahabi got right back up to his feet after. Speaking of highlight reel, if you wanted to see a real, like, Eddie Wineland, like, one-punch KO out cold from O'Malley, the ref fucking ruined that. Because then you do let it go on. You let Zahabi, like, stumble his way back up into the pocket and get nuked into oblivion. I hardly even care about the fight. It's actually the biggest joke at bantamweight right now. We have fighters like Corey Sandhagen looking for a fight. Umar at the time was probably looking for a fight. Peyton Talbot's available, and they went with Eamon Zahabi. You guys know exactly what you're doing. I don't rate the performance at all. Petr Yan 2.0 kills this man. Debate me in the comments below. Fights to make next. They will give Sean O'Malley Petr Yan. However, I don't think it's the correct fight to make. You need to fight Sandhagen before your career can move any further. No title talks for O'Malley. Get him in there with Sandhagen. I don't care if it's a boring-ass fight and Sandhagen goes to grappling. You need to see the fight. Like, how has it been this long since we haven't seen it? It's been years of Sandhagen calling him out and, like, putting himself in a position to earn the fight as well. Not just, like, saying it coming off a Rob Font win. Like, he's literally back in the mix, and you're just straight up ducking him and, like, pretending he doesn't exist. So, as for Amin Zahabi, career over soon anyway. He's 38. Like, this is why the matchup was such a joke. Like, this man, yes, was on a win streak. Good for you. It was over Aldo and Vera. Fuck it. Amin Zahabi, Peyton Talbot. Fight Peyton Talbot. Get KO'd for me. Look, Peyton Talbot is DJing because he's being ducked by the entire bantamweight division. So be a doll for me and step in there against my guy Talbot. And that's also just a fun fight. Like, Amin Zahabi comes to strike, but Sean O'Malley is just so elusive. He avoids, like, you're never going to see an O'Malley war. Like, we're lucky we even got the Piotr Jan scrap that they had. Zahabi looked so shook by the magnitude of this event. It's really sad. I thought he was going to come in and, like, actually put some fight IQ on O'Malley, but no. Sniped out, afraid of the pocket, we need to move on. Up next, Josh Hokit, Derek Lewis. Look, Derek Lewis went for his patented switch kick. He went for his patented frenzy attacks. But all credit to Josh Hokit. Josh Hokit deflected them with his, like, drunken master, like, ooh, like, flailing his arms. Really wacky defense from Josh Hokit that I underrated here. Derek Lewis got taken down a couple of times, but also stuffed a couple of takedowns and gave himself a chance on the feet here, which I really liked. But Hokit is, like, we talk about lighterman skill. Hokit is actually putting lighterman skill into the MMA universe. Moving on 2x speed for these fat fuck heavyweights. Blades stood his ground, but Blades has no power and has been knocked out like 6 times. I'm never becoming a Josh Hokit fan, guys. I fucking refuse to become a fan of this fucking guy. He's so fucking cringe. He cringe maxes his way to superstardom. He defeats Derek Lewis. An okay version of Derek Lewis, actually, that showed up. Way better than the Waldo Cortez one. Good God. Fights to make next. Derek Lewis, retire. I don't know, retire for D-Lew, but actually fight Blades again. Let's do Blades Lewis too. That seems like a lot of fun. As for Hokit, they'll probably make the Pereira fight. Pereira, you should take it because I think you legitimately just have the skill at range to make Josh Hokit not even come near you, or else there's, like, nightmare consequences. Maybe he chain wrestles you like an absolute, like, D1 freak, but I don't see it. The fact that there's speed, I've never seen a fighter speed run the UFC this quickly. Like, the Paramount era makes no fucking sense. You literally just, like, trash talk your way into title fights. Josh Hokit can't keep getting away with it. Fuck him forever. Derek Lewis, nation for life. Michael Chandler, humiliation ritual against Mauricio Ruffy, who fights like fucking Prime McGregor, by the way. Like, I'm done being like, no, he's got his own style. Like, he's not the next Prime McGregor. He's Ruffy. He fights just like him, you guys. The pole counter, the wheel kicks that are dialed in brilliantly. Like, that's how he won this fight. Kept Chandler at bay. Michael Chandler was, slobber maxing. It's slobbering time, just diving for Mauricio Ruffy's crotch, looking for panic takedowns with no setup. Michael Chandler can't fight. He's one of the worst strikers in the UFC by far. He doesn't know how to throw a combination. I was a little bit worried for Ruffy going into this fight because he can't really wrestle, I don't think. He's got, like, that Brazilian phantom grappling. But his striking is just so fucking dangerous that Chandler is just so gun-shy the whole fight. And what do we know? At range, Ruffy sets him up for some dynamic shit. Spinning wheel kick around the guard. Heel sinks through the guard into the chin of Michael Chandler. It's all over from there. Nasty follow-up shots, uppercuts. Low-key a layup for Ruffy. I don't think Ruffy can get that lightweight title. Seems like sort of too much of an action fighter. One shot. He left the fighting nerds. We'll see how it goes for Ruffy. I will never be able to get out of my head the way Benoit Saint Denis beat him so easily. So Ruffy's in an interesting spot. Demolishes Chandler. Another beautiful addition to the highlight reel. I just have my doubts moving forward. if he is like, if he's ready for gold, if he can get that gold, because there's a lot of grapplers in his way, right? We got Oliveira, Armin. They're gonna gatekeep the fuck out of Mauricio Ruffy. It's very, very rare we get such a dynamic striker like this to the top of the sport. Like, that's why he's being compared to McGregor, because McGregor's been the only dynamic sort of karate-based striker like this to really break through to, like, championship status. So we'll see if Ruffy can get it done. I fucking love this man for his Mortal Kombat moves. You can't miss a Ruffy fight, straight up. The UFC seems to really like him. I think you can run a Benoit St. Denis rematch if he beats Pimblett. If Pimblett wins, they're obviously just going to give Pimblett a title fight. Fights to make next. Everybody's unavailable right now at lightweight. It's in a really tricky spot. We have Gaethje Topuria just went down. We have Max Holloway, Conor McGregor. Paddy Pimblett, Benoit St. Denis goes down next month. So, Michael Chandler, you're done. Out you go. We have next level prospects on the come up. I'm glad you met the demise you did of brutal, bloody TKO. It had to be this way. You asked for this, Chandler. You asked for the toughest fights and for the top 5 immediately when you debuted. So, I feel nothing but satisfaction watching you leave the UFC. Bo Nickal, Kyle Daukaus, weird ass KO where Kyle Daukaus just like goes down immediately. I said in the build-up, Kyle Daukaus has gone through like a facial surgery before, so we know he can't take punishment for shit. He was sort of on this like phantom comeback, but how are you going down to a one Bo Nickal punch? It's weird to me. Bo Nickal does that to nobody else in the division. The Rodolfo Vieira fight was a blatant layup. Bo Nickal's not touching a title. I'm sorry. Even if they, like, treat Bo Nickal like he's God's gift and, like, rush him to that title fight, he's not getting it. His game isn't complete enough. He's just here to make the wrestler dads happy, and that will be Bo Nickal's legacy. Let's move on. I'm not matchmaking these two. They deserve to be in the fucking apex. Diego Lopes, Steve Garcia. I thought this one would be even bloodier and more violent than it was. Steve Garcia winning the first round with his long-range attacks, a really, really awkward frame for 145. I still think Steve Garcia is a problem for basically everyone on this roster, but Diego Lopes proved me wrong with how dangerous of a pocket fighter he is with his hooks. He went right hook, left hook, brutally knocked out Steve Garcia after Garcia, like, technically won the first round, so sort of a red flag for Lopes moving forward of, like, okay, you need a finish. Okay, you do not fight well across the distance. You are a finish merchant, Diego Lopes, but you're a damn good one at that. Fights to make next. I can't stand Movsar Evloev. Hopefully he stays the fuck out of the title picture, and we get Diego Lopes, Movsar Evloev 2, sort of the most boring but most dominant fighter at featherweight versus the most high-action fighter in Diego Lopes. I love this rematch. It needs to happen, right? We're guaranteed going to see this rematch at some point, but I think it should happen next. Let's see Steve Garcia versus Kevin Vallejos. Vallejos is lurking in this fucking division. I know Arnold Allen just got a crafty decision in the Apex, but did nothing for the highlight reel. Meanwhile, Kevin Vallejos, demolition jobs. Mini Pekka, low-key the better Topuria after seeing Topuria just lose to Gaethje. Kevin Vallejos' army, we move forward towards the light heavy, not the light heavyweight, the featherweight title. Steve Garcia is a fucking mutant for this division. I think Kevin Vallejos can knock him out. We'll see how this one goes. Featherweight is heating up, folks. That was the UFC White House card. Peak cinema. I didn't think it would go that hard. Crazy event. Every single fight ending by knockout in either the first or second round. You couldn't have scripted this better. Sport's biggest upset at the top of the card. And just when you think this sport couldn't get any better, we got Apex in a couple of days. Kyoji Horiguchi, Manel Cap, a rematch, a decade in the making. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all real soon.